So today's the day that I finally get to check out British Airways brand new business class. And to say I've been looking forward to this one, well, that's an understatement. I'm flying on the brand new Airbus A350-1000 from Heathrow Terminal 5 through to Toronto. I'm then connecting on to New York. Let's go and check in. All checked in. Now, some people are under the impression that I've got a bias against British Airways. That's just not true. Although, in a previous video on their old and still existing business class, I did utter these famous words.
The best seats for long-haul business travellers are on another airline.
But no, I don't have a bias. Let me get through security and I'll give you some background information.
Before I tell you the rest of the BA story, let's just quickly head to the lounge and have a coffee and a bite to eat. Due to my One World Emerald status, I have access to the British Airways First Class Lounge. It's a nice lounge, but pretty much always packed. I therefore didn't film too much. Here's some shots to give you an idea of what's on offer.
Firstly, credit where credit's due. Almost 20 years ago, British Airways invented lie flat beds in business class. It was revolutionary and ushered in a whole new era for business class travel, which was fantastic. So well done, BA. And then, having done the heavy lifting, BA stopped. They stopped innovating, they stopped investing in business class. And as a result, over the last 20 years, their top ranking in the world in business class has slowly sunk as other airlines have innovated and brought out new product. And that's sad. It's really sad to have seen that, especially considering I've always had a soft spot for British Airways. My mother used to work for them back in the late 80s. And they were, at that stage, the world's favourite airline. And I've always followed them with pride. It was through her telling me about her days at British Airways and seeing her work there that I developed my love for aviation. So, am I biased towards them? No, I've actually got a soft spot for them, and I'm saddened to see that over the years they've allowed themselves to lose that top ranking. And that's why I'm looking forward to this flight. My hope is that with this new business class, British Airways now is up there with the other leading airlines in the world in providing a world-class product. Am I expecting it to be the world's best? No, I'm not. I just want them to be up there with everybody else. So I'm going into this flight with an open mind and looking forward to the experience flying through to Toronto. So let's fly. Cheers. Here's to a great flight.
As we were waiting to push back, my face was glued to the window. There is something beautiful about the BA livery, especially here at their home base Heathrow, where you can still luckily see a few of the iconic 747 Queens of the Sky. Just another reason to always choose a window seat. To see more reviews like this and the odd weird video from my travels, please consider subscribing to my channel. Plenty of others have done it, and it's not as scary as you think. First up, let's have a look at the new BA Business Class cabin. Gone is the 6, 7 or even 8 across. It's been replaced by a beautiful 1-2-1 configuration, meaning that every passenger has plenty of space and direct aisle access. The best seats for couples are those in the middle, or one behind the other on the side if you both want to look out the window. One note here, BA charges for seat reservations in business class even if you're on a full fare. The only exception seems to be very high tier BA frequent flyers. These fees are not cheap. It cost me £77 just for this one sector. That's $100 US or almost 150 Australian dollars. For a couple wanting to guarantee sitting together in these middle seats, it would cost them between £276 and £336 just for a London to Toronto return trip. This is on top of their business class airfares and is in my eyes simply outrageous. It is terrible. No seat reservation fees are charged within 24 hours of departure, but by then I would assume most of the choice seats will have been taken. Despite my displeasure, I did pay the fee as I wanted to ensure that I could sit in seat 10A, a well-placed window seat with perfect views of that exquisite A350 wingtip. Before I talk about the seat itself, I want to give a shout out to Dashlane, who are sponsoring this video. Dashlane is a password manager and digital identity app. I've been using it for a year now and I love it. It's made my life both easier and more secure. Rather than having to remember dozens of passwords and which email addresses they are linked to, I now only have to remember one. Their auto-fill feature saves heaps of time, and the one-step checkout process means I no longer have to type out my credit card details when shopping online. It's brilliant. And no, these aren't my real credit card details, but yes, the system is this easy to use. The VPN connection is great for travelling when I'm using public Wi-Fi networks, and it's just got even better because now you can choose your VPN server location from 23 different countries, so you can access content globally that would otherwise be blocked. Dashlane are giving my viewers a special offer. Basically, you get to try Dashlane free on one device, and then if you like it, you get 10% off their premium subscription. To get started, simply click on the link below and use the coupon code Dennis. Now, let's have a look at the seats, or club suites as British Airways calls them. The colour scheme of dark blue, brown and charcoal is both classy and inviting. The internal walls of each suite are covered in noise-absorbing fabric. This, combined with the quieter A350 cabin, creates a relaxed, soothing feel. This is further achieved by the addition of privacy. You are no longer making awkward eye contact with your fellow passengers. In these seats, you can't even see them. Then, when you've finished your meal, you can close your suite door and escape into your own private cocoon. Other than privacy, the biggest difference you'll notice with these new seats is the amount of space, both personal and storage. The overall design and layout is very practical, so unlike the old BA business class seats, it appears that these seats have actually been designed for long-haul business travellers. Storage-wise, you have two main compartments right next to you. The smaller compartment is perfect for storing your phone, and the back of the door features a mirror for that quick pre-selfie check. Next to this is the main storage compartment, which contains your headphone jack, two USB ports, a universal power socket, and the entertainment system remote. Further down next to the seat is another compartment designed to hold your water bottle. This is also where you find your headphones. In terms of comfort, these seats were excellent. The cushioning was just right for me, providing plenty of support. The seat can be adjusted using the panel next to you with both individual controls and preset modes. The legroom and the seat width were both very good. The armrest on the side can be lowered so that you can easily get into and out of your seat. The tray table is also well designed, coming out from under the entertainment screen. It has two preset positions and can be used in full or in half mode. It provided a good sturdy working surface while working on my laptop later in the flight. As you can see, these suites really allow you to spread out your stuff and get some work done. When it comes time to sleep, the seat converts into a fully flat bed. A very large soft pillow and quilt are provided. I did try out the bed and found it okay. It is a little bit lumpy due to the seat design, and as with so many airline beds, the legroom was a little bit tight. However, I didn't have too much trouble finding a comfortable position to sleep. Whilst we're talking about sleeping, let's also have a quick look at the amenities kit. This one is by the White Company and contains pretty much a standard fare, including lotions and potions by Spa. Sadly, no PJs were provided. Once in the air, service started with a drink from the bar, in my case a gin and tonic, served with some nice tasty spiced nuts. I'd really like to compliment BA on their glassware, very nice solid crystal glasses. I show the menus in full at the end of the video. This flight departed Heathrow late morning, so once we'd had our drink, it was time for lunch. I started with the Scottish smoked salmon. It was delicious and beautifully presented on fine bone china. Then for mains, I selected the North Atlantic sea trout. It too was very nice. This was followed by a real treat, apple and cinnamon cake in warm custard. It was fantastic. If, after all of this, you're still hungry, snacks are available in the galley. During lunch, I watched some reality TV about two brothers living in London in the 1980s. Overall, the BA entertainment system worked well. The system was easy to use and there appeared to be lots of choices. My only suggestion is that they add a search facility so that you don't have to endlessly scroll through all the content. Also, the headphones provided were pretty poor, so I would recommend that you bring your own. This aircraft was Wi-Fi enabled, but I didn't use it. Before we landed in Toronto, afternoon tea was served. Again, the presentation here and the attention to detail was excellent. The food itself was also very tasty. As we were coming into land, I again felt very grateful for having a window seat. I just love seeing the patterns of suburbia from the sky. In this instance, with a light covering of snow. Then, on our final approach, we got some stunning views of downtown Toronto.
That was an excellent flight. Really, really impressed. So that was the new British Airways Business Class. And what was my verdict? What did I think? Well, I'm happy to declare it here. BA is back. No longer are they an airline that you'd actively try not to fly or avoid flying. With these new business class seats, I'd actually be happy to fly them and would fly them again. And would actually choose to fly them. So very well done. Obviously it's going to take some time, up to 3 years before their entire fleet has been retrofitted. So during that time, if you are flying them, try and pick the newer aircraft and have your fingers crossed that you will have the new business class seats. In terms of how this compares to other airlines, look, it's a good solid product. I'd put this probably at the same level as say Qantas or a Cathay Pacific. The only bugbear that I still do have with BA is this outrageous fee they charge for seat allocations, especially for business class passengers who are paying full fare. It really is not right, and that comes from an arrogance that you get when you've got a dominant market position in one of the world's leading airports. You can do that sort of stuff. Doesn't make it right though. So let's hope someday they see sense, and if they don't, then they lose their dominant market position and they're forced to change. But all in all, this was a very good flight and I was impressed by the product. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. If you haven't done so yet, please check out my channel where you'll find a whole lot of other reviews on lots of different airlines and a lot more reviews on the way. Look, as always, thanks for watching and happy travels.